Body of evidence that girls in America are reaching puberty earlier, with potentially troubling implications for their long-term health. Period on average at the age of 12 and a half between 1950 and 1969. Now, between 2000 and 2005, that's down to 11.9 years old. You also found the percentage of girls getting their period before the age of 11 almost doubled, from about 8.5 to 15.5, and the percentage of girls getting their period before the age of 9 more than doubled.
The most important reasons is that both of these characteristics are associated with a variety of long-term health consequences. And for those with very early age at the first period or menarche and persistently irregular periods, those risks include risk of cardiovascular disease, infertility or fertility problems, mood disorders, and cancers influence this. And we found that about half of this trend could be explained by body mass index at menarche. When we looked at maybe what else might be going, including exposure to environmental factors like hormone disrupting chemicals, air pollutants, heavy metals, and exposures to stress and childhood trauma are some important things to consider.
Shalom.
More than doubled.
Give all praises and glory and honor. That's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, living up the standard of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai wherever it may be. This is a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Yep, so this is just a quick lesson through the spirit. First, it starts off that women or little girls are hitting puberty at the age of 9 years old. Now, we've been going into this ordeal for quite some time. I remember the apostles as well, and Salakia, man, I just got done eating, but the apostles as well have been kind of hitting on this, that women are naturally becoming, or girls are unnaturally becoming of puberty age, because they did a survey study and stated that between the years of 1950 to 69, women were average coming on a period at 12 and a half, 13 years old, which, you know, is quite normal, okay? Especially in a biblical setting, women receive their time of the month or their periods or their menstrual cycles from the ages of 12 all the way up until 14, 15 years old. It just depends. You know, some women mature faster than others. But basically, when a woman hits the stage of puberty and she's able to have period, that means that her bodies are releasing eggs. She ovulates, and therefore she can become pregnant. So on average, a girl, she gets her first period around 12, 13, 14, you know. But they said from 2000 to 2005, the number has dropped to 11.9. Now you have 8, 9-year-old girls getting their periods, which that's completely unnatural. Okay, a 9-year-old girl is not ready or consummated for sex. That's just not how that works. Okay, according to the Bible, when a woman is able to bear seed or she's able to have a period, she's ready to bear seed. Okay, on average, which was 12 to 15 years old. Just depends. Okay, most women that I knew, they got their period around 12, 13, even 14. I think my sister got hers around 13. You know, that's average for this day and age. But now 9 years old is because the shit that Esau is putting in the damn food. This is why you see these little girls out here that look like damn near grown. You would find a 16-year-old girl and you would think that the little broad is 21 years old because the way she's built. Now, realistically speaking, a 16-year-old 70-year-old, they're considered young women. Okay, if they're virgins, or you got two different definitions of virgins. Okay, you got Bob Swallow, which means a virgin. I believe that's a woman that's not touched. And then I forgot the other Hebrew word for the other word, virgin, but it means that a woman that's of marriageable age. Okay, so in the ancient world, a 15, 16-year-old girl, a woman, I would say, 17-year-old woman will be eligible for marriage and to be passed off to a man because she's up in age now. You know, their body's mature, they're ready for sex, to consummate or to conceive children. Like my grandmother, she got married at 14 years old. They showed you that in the movie Color Purple, so it wasn't far-fetched that in the ancient world, men took young wives. I mean, that's just how it goes. As a man, you would want a younger wife because you can mold and prepare her for womanhood and to bear children and to do things according to her role. But in this society, they teach it, oh, that you're a predator. That's not what that is, man. Okay, but a fucking 9-year-old girl having a period, that's just totally wrong. That's off and that's wicked. And this is why Esau Edom has to be taken out of power. You see, because going here, hitting puberty at the age of 9 years old. Now, fast forwarding it, right? It says from 1950 to 69, it says the average year was 12 and a half years old. 2000 to 2005, 11.9 women was coming on a period at the age of 11, which is still too young. Okay, now the scriptures goes into the flower of our age. Okay, then you got widow women that after, like women in their 50s and 60s, they ain't really getting hot down there no more. They, they're not ovulating. They reach menopause. They can't really bear children anymore. So when you pass the flower of that age, then, you don't really have to marry at that point. But prior to that, young women in their 20s and their 30s, they still got the hots going on down there because of those hormones, man. You see? So that's why a lot of times when you have a young girl that's 12, 13, 14 years old, they started getting hot. They want to be around men or boys. Like when we was young, when we was 11, 12 years old, 13 years old, hey, we was chasing around them girls our age. 13-year-old girlfriend. I'm 13. She's 13 or 12. We have our little clubhouses and we doing crazy shit. We kissing. It's because we're at that age, those hormones, man. Okay, but now this society, since it's so this is a hypersexual society. Everything revolves around sex and pleasure. You see, and even the kids are being accustomed to it with all this Sexy Red and, all this Suki Hana and Megan Thee Stallion. They're sexualizing these little girls. And this is why, as men have to be on their daughters, man, if you have access to it. Because this society would turn them into sexual deviants. You're going to have little 9-year-old girls out here getting pregnant by grown-ass men. So it says percentage of girls getting their periods before age 11 rose from 8.6 to 15.5%. So that's a 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's almost a 7% increase. That's horrible, man. Okay. Now, this is where it gets tricky at, because they show you the hormones. I mean, the poisons in the food. It's the hormones. It's the shit they putting in the food. And then when in hell a 10-year-old girl should be built like a 15-year-old woman? Like, hell no. You shouldn't be seeing no shapes and hips and all that shit, but it's in the food. So, McDonald's fries, right? Now, these are the ingredients. Potatoes, vegetable oil, canola oil. They can stop after that. You don't need this many ingredients with a fucking potato. Okay, you got the potatoes, you fried in your coconut oil or your grapeseed oil, your olive oils, and salt and pepper. There's basically 4 different ingredients. That's all you need. Why does this French fry have 26 different ingredients? Canola oil, which is poison, okay? Corn oil, death. Soybean oil, death, okay? And men don't need soil in their blood. Well, not high levels of soil. And that's the reason why Jake is all messed up, because they got too much soy in the body. And it turns into estrogen, which is a female hormone. Okay, it says hydrogenated soybean oil, natural beef flavor, dextrose, sodium acid, pyrophosphate, salt, fried and vegetable oil blend with citric acid, and the nebupolythane, which is wow. Now, you go over here to the UK, their ingredients, vegetable oil, sunflower oil, grapeseed, dextrose, fried in non-hydrogenated vegetable oil. Salt is added after cooking. Okay, so that's more better. Sunflower oil, even though the vegetable oil is not the best, but nonetheless, sunflower and grapeseed oil. Decent, right? Typical ingredients. When you have 26 different ingredients in French fries, then you get fucking 9-year-old girls that are built like fucking Megan Thee Stallion. And you don't even know the difference until you ask. You find this is a little ass girl. You know, and that oftentimes leads to promiscuous lifestyles. You know, these little girls becoming young women at a young age is madness. You know? Let me see something here. 10-year-old girl twerking. Teen shamed for twerking in school. 9-year-old's twerking video had 70,000 views and she couldn't get it taken down. Young girl twerking fell. 11-year-old girl in trouble for twerking. You know, says I had a 12-year-old girl twerking on my lap and I'm 17 when I was at a party. I told her to get off me. What should I do? The fuck is a 12-year-old girl doing at a fucking party anyway? The hell, you see what I'm saying? All the results of Esau Edom. And then he likes to demonize righteous marriage, man. Repeat this. Ketchup, U.S. version and the France version. Tomato concentrate, distilled vinegar, high fructose corn syrup, which is sugar. Corn syrup. Why do you need 2 different types of sugars? Salt, spice, onion powder, natural flavoring. Okay, now here, tomato, spirit vinegar, sugar, salt, spice, and herb extracts. Simple ingredients, man. M&M's, right? UK version. Sugar, cocoa mass, skim milk powder, cocoa butter, lactose, starch, milk fat, palm fat, glucose syrup, shea fat, gum arabic dextrin colors, which is not good for you regardless. But when you look over here, this has all the same ingredients, including blue number 1, lake, yellow number 6, red number 40, yellow number 5, blue number 1, and basically a bunch of chemicals in there, artificial sweeteners. And you wonder why the population is all bugged out. You know, they have something which is called food science, when they replicate a taste of a particular food and they turn it into a chemical to replicate the flavor. Bingo, here. Wendy's artificial frosty, red number 40, and people used to fuck these things up. Luckily, I never really ate they frosties like that, but it says red number 40, artificial, known to cause hyperactivity in children, may disrupt the immune system. That's why a lot of jakes have that ADHD. A lot of jakes are hyper, man. You know, like I was going to get some water from Quick Trip yesterday, and it was this, I thought this was a grown-ass woman, man. I was looking at her, I said, dang, she had 4 donuts, she had those flaming hot Funyuns. She had pop. We called it pop in Chicago, but it was like what y'all call soda. She had pop. And I think she had something else, like some candy. And I'm like, I'm like, that's a lot of junk food, young lady. She said, oh yeah, but you know, it's from my mama. We across the street getting our hair done. I'm like, oh, word. And I'm like, how old are you? She said she was 16, but I thought the little girl was like 21 because she had height on her. She a little petite, and, she looked like she could be grown. But a prime example, the reason why she looks that age is because of all the shit she was eating. I thought this was a grown-ass woman. She was, and technically, a biblical standard, she is a young grown. She is grown. She's marriageable age in the Bible, but in Esau's system, no, she's off limits. And when she told me that, I was like, let me stop. I can't talk to her. Like, it wasn't me talking to her, but it was just me engaging in conversation because I saw all the food she was getting. I'm like, damn, what are fruits and vegetables? Like, what's up with you? But this is how young women eat. This is how young jakes eat. It says mono and diglycerides, byproduct of oil processing, such as canola and soybean oils, which may contain trans fat that is detrimental to our heart health. What is it? Carrageenan, a thickener that emulsifier linked to digestive issues and cancer. Potassium sorbate. This preservative has been shown to be genotoxic to white blood cells, which could lead to cancer. Wow. All right. Marketing versus ingredients. And this is a lawsuit, because if you can bring this up in the courts and say, well, they promised 100% chicken, and you got no chicken, you got more fucking artificial ingredients than chicken. This may be like 10% chicken. But it says what they say are tender, juicy chicken McNuggets are made with all white meat and no artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. But the chicken McNuggets, and this is why niggas are wild: white boneless chicken, water, vegetable oil, canola oil, corn oil, soybean oil, hydrogenated soybean oil, which is all death, all cancer causing agents, enriched flour, bleach wheat flour, nicotine, reduced iron, thiamine, monoterate, riboflavin, folic acid, bleach white flour, yellow corn flour, vegetable starch, modified corn, wheat, rice, pea, corn, salt, leavening, baking soda, sodium, aluminum, phosphate, sodium acid, calcium lactate, spices, yeast extract, lemon juice solids, dextrose, cooked in vegetable oil, blend with citric. Why do you need all those ingredients to make a fucking chicken nugget? And this shit here, canola oil linked to inflammation and heart health risks. The main ingredient is silly pully in some breast implants, linked to inflammation, obesity. And the list goes on. So, there you go, man. That's why you have little young girls out here built like that. But anyway, this is the book of Psalm 64. And I'm going to start at verses 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lame snares privately. They say, who shall see them? And this is the elites. They're operating in secret, okay? Because they start these corporations. They fund these corporations to push this poison on our people. And then when the community or when the people's health is all jacked up, then they got to go see these falsifiers or these doctors, which writes these prescriptions. And before you know it, they are in worse health than what they started. And it's a constant repeated cycle of death, you know? This is why, hey, we got to get out of here. And this is why we got to constantly pray to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, to spare us from the wickedness of this damn devil, man. Because like I said, the scriptures say if those days were not cut short, nobody or no flesh would be saved. You see, but for the elect's sake, those days were cut short, man. But hey, you see Jake's running around. You see these children, these kids are out their damn mind, man. You know, kids eating, and I mean, you see it every morning. Kids are eating junk food for breakfast. They on a bus stop, you see them with Skittles in their hands. That's all. That's a cognitive decline right there. They can't function in school with that type of sugar in their body. And when they get to their first period, they can't focus. Jake is falling asleep. Jake is getting into fights in first period. It's all messed up because they don't have the adequate nutrition, you know? Oh, shit. But it says, they search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. The mind is deep. Oh, shit. Salakia. But basically, like I said, they think tanks. They have think tanks that come up with these programs and to poison people. As we showed you, the ingredients between America's fast food and different countries is totally night and day. You know, like they have over 100 or some ingredients that are banned in European countries that's totally FDA approved here. And you wonder why your daughter's out here twerking at 8 years old. It's crazy, man. All right. And this is why as fathers, hey, you know, it's hard having a daughter here because 9 times out of 10, like the scriptures say, so is mother, so shall the other daughter be. And the scriptures go into how like wife should be a harlot in the city. So like mother, like daughter, you know, the mother's a whore in a bag of just a degenerate. Then what the hell you think the daughters are gonna be? They're gonna be the same as the damn mama. And I've seen it firsthand. All right, so this is the book of Sirach 42. And let's start at verses 6. It says, sure keeping is good, and where evil wife is, and shut up where many hands are, but deliver all things. Matter of fact, Salak, let's start at verses 5 or 4. It says of exact of balance and weights. Of exactness of balance and weights, or of getting much or little, and of merchants indifferent selling, but of much correction of children, and to make the side of an evil servant to bleed. Meaning you can, you know what I'm saying, you can beat your kids' ass if need be. All right, this is why you're supposed to discipline them, put them on punishment, do what you got to do. You know, even your woman, you got the right to put her ass in her place, because hey, she's a servant at the end of the day. You know, but it says of the law of the Most High and his covenant, and of judgment to justify the ungodly, of reckoness with thy partners and travelers, or of the gift of the heritage of friends, of exactness of balance and weights, or of getting much or little, and of the merchants indifferent of selling, of much correction of children, and to make the side of an evil servant to bleed. It says sure keeping is good, and where evil wife is, and shut up where many hands are. But deliver all things in number, and wait, and put all in writing, that thou givest out or receive it then. This is why they say keep the receipts, you know. But be not ashamed to inform the unwise and foolish in the extreme age, that contend with those that are young, okay? Thus shalt thou be truly learned, and approve of all men of living, you know. And this is why, you know, we're out there on the streets and we do these lessons, these epistles, is to inform the unwise, man, okay, and the old. Though they have an issue with it, you know, they don't like rebuke, but that's what we set up for. Like I've heard older Jake say, man, you young niggas can't tell me nothing. But yet this man is a walking abomination. But the point I wanted to make, the father wicked for the daughter, when no man knoweth, you know, and the care for her is taking away sleep. Yeah, because you guys is all hung over your daughters and shit. You know, your daughter may be up in age. You know, they say, oh, you going to be on the front porch with a shotgun in your hand. Because they know, they could see like the little girl, she resembles the father, and he's an attractive guy. The mother's an attractive woman. And, you know, the kid is going to be an attractive, you know, person as they get older. They like, oh, I've been told. They was like, yeah, you get older, your daughter, you're going to have problems. Your daughter, when she turns teenage years, 13, 14, you have a lot of problems on your hands, man. And my daughter's 14 now, and had to go off on their ass because they had her in this little skimpy ass dress. She had a sneaker ball before our 8th grade graduation, and she had this little dress that was cut off at the shoulders, and her little cleavage was showing. And I went the fuck off, man. You know what I'm saying? And they wonder why, you know, I don't deal with that bullshit, why I don't deal with them like that. You know, because establishing, like the scriptures say, be not ashamed to inform the unwise. But when I'm breaking these things down to them, all of a sudden I'm being overbearing, and I'm this and this and that. They want all my money, but they don't want my guidance, and they don't want my guidance or my leadership. So it's like you can't have one without the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like it's no winning with these people. But it says the father wicked for the daughter, where no man knoweth, and the care for her taketh away sleep. Yeah, you know, your girlfriend, your little daughter running the streets and shit. She ain't in the house by 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then, you know, she doesn't call you. Her phone is on do not disturb. You go out looking for her ass, like, man, where the fuck are you at? Knowing she's with a bunch of fast-ass girls or a bunch of wicked-ass pushisties out there. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, to that one day she just don't come home no more. And it says, and when she is young, lest she pass away the flower of her age, and being married, lest she should be hated, you know, going into that period, that menstrual. It says in her virginity, lest she should be defiled and gotten with child in her father's house, and having a husband, lest she should misbehave herself, and when she is married, lest she should be barren. But keep a sure watch over a shameless daughter, lest she make thee a laughing stock to thy enemies, and a byword in the city, and a reproach among the people, and to make thee ashamed before the multitude. But behold not everybody's beauty, and sit not in the midst of women. For from garments cometh the moth, and from women wickedness, man, okay? But the point I wanted to make was in verses 9, 10, and 11, okay? Got to keep shame over, you got to keep watch over a shameless daughter. And these girls, these young women, hey, they ain't right, you know? They're all over the place, and this is why Esau has to go down, because he's totally destroyed the way of living. He's turned everything upside down. All right, this is the book of Isaiah 29 and 16. It says, surely your turning of things upside down should be esteemed as the potter's clay. It says, for show the work say of him that made it, he made me not, or should the thing that framed it of him say he framed it not? Have no understanding, you know? But the point I wanted to make was that the Most High is getting ready to turn this thing upside down. He's getting ready to put this devil out of commission, man, and he's getting ready to bring our people back into life. So that's pretty much it at this point, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Kakwadash. The Lord's will, you were edified into the next lesson. Shalom.